We can go for Mando, yes, Mando, yes.
Let's warm up with Mando since it's kind of low hanging fruit, and I just watched the episode, which
Me
I did
too.
not enjoy.
What?
Just the last 5 minutes. I like the rest of it.
What? All right. We can GBN that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just hate the quick resolution.
I know. That's what I was saying. It's like, didn't she earn it? Yeah, you're right. She did.
Oh, I guess so. Like this has been like a 3-season, or not three season. It's been like a 2-season conflict. Right? Yeah.
Even the Clone Wars cartoon had it, right?
Major conflict in the Clone Wars. Yeah, of you have to win it by battle.
But she did. All right, sounds good to me, man.
Oh, we were just out back, and she totally kicked my ass.
All right, works for me.
You wired.
All right, Knights, if you can't tell, me and Jay are doing our mid-season.
Mid-season.
Mid-season? Yeah.
3/4 season.
Yeah. The Mandalorian.
Yeah, so we just finished the second to last episode. Is there 2 more? I think there's 2 more. So third to last.
6, so we got 7, 8.
Yeah, so we just finished episode 6. It was called The Hired Guns. Oh, we're just gonna GBN it. So let's do, and then we can talk about some of the other episodes so far. Do you want to go episode by episode, and then we'll do a GBN of this last one? Because so far this has the lowest score of any Mandalorian episode. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Do you not remember 4 when it was 89 minutes of not even Mandalorian, without no Mandalorian even in it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Not a better episode. But again, I digest.
No, so far it was lower than any season 1, lower than any season 2.
Nah, that's
lower than any season 3. It's the lowest episode so far.
You're having a laugh, dude. You're having a laugh.
They're having a laugh, a real proper laugh.
You're having a laugh. You're having a laugh.
Yeah, lowest score so far. Okay, let's jump into it. So, what has been? I think previously we talked about the first 2 episodes. So, Knights, if you haven't watched our last podcast on that, go back, watch that one, and then transition into this one. Starting with episode 3. We had high praise for the show, and then it hit episode 3. I feel like anytime we praise it, it's like got to take it downhill just to yin and yang us, pull us back.
Yeah, 3 was that one that went nowhere forever, right? That was the 89, the longest episode of the season so far. I still think.
Yeah. It's with the doctor, right? Where he's like trying to rehabilitate himself.
Which, don't get me wrong, I think that was cool world building, but it could have been 6 minutes long.
Yeah, it really could have. And, I mean, we could have spent another 2 more minutes on the main lady's biceps. She looks like she's one of your clients, Johnny. She looks awesome.
She is one of my clients, man. What are we talking about?
Yeah, seriously.
I have a poster of her in my room.
Seriously, she's jacked. Well done. That takes a lot of hard work.
No, and it's... and what's another thing about that is like they did a good callback on the recap, because you had a callback. That was like season 1, right?
Yeah.
He was, right? So for shows that take a year and a half to drop, sometimes you forget.
But they spent way too much time with him. Like you said, it should have been 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, it was cool to show, how the Republic is rebuilding people, what they're doing with all the Empire people, right? Like, what are we gonna do with the Imperials? How are we gonna get it back in society?
Yeah,
like 10 minutes.
I would say for those people who like love world building and they just eat it up and it doesn't bother them, I would say this episode was great. Like, they won't mind it. Good for them, right? But for me and you, where it's like we want some world building, but also like, man, say less, do more. You know what I mean?
We literally on the last cast about this Knights, we were like, oh, they're holding it in. They're only talking about Mandalorian now. And boom.
I know. Literally the next cast we get slapped. I was cracking up at that. So that episode's followed by the Foundling. This is where they kind of reconnect with Bo-Katan, and she's kind of a Mandalorian for a minute, right? They have to go and save that little boy.
Yeah, she and it was done right, where you're not welcomed right away. It's not like they were like, oh yeah, one of us. Yeah, you were baptized in the water again. You're fine. Huh.
Yeah, the only problem though is the little boys' like outfits look like they're from Halloween Spirit.
You're Disney. You can afford to make it a little better. That's what bothers Jay.
This is your number one show right now, and you're really gonna have the Spirit Halloween outfit for these little foundlings. Drove me crazy. Also, like, how long does it take to eat a little kid? Like, I would have, if I was a big monster alligator bird, I would have eaten him in 2 seconds. Like, what were you doing?
He was giving it to her hatchlings. They got to be in their own mood.
It was like 2 days that he was inside of the mouth of the beast. Like,
that is true. That wasn't there for a while. Yeah,
makes no sense. That's kind of my problem with a lot of. We're gonna get into this in the next 2 episodes, but a lot of my problem with Mandalorian is it's turned very much into like a Disney Channel original movie where. Like, if you remember the Clone Wars, it was pretty hardcore. Like, some of the themes were messed up. And so, like, how much more intense would it be if, like, they showed up and the bird hawked up, like, the remains of the kid rather than, suddenly...
Any human remains would have been gnarly.
And it suddenly turned into a revenge mission instead of a rescue mission. I don't know. I just think, like, Clone Wars would have done that. Dave Filoni would have been like, how about... Because he's kind of sick and twisted. He'd be like, how about we just have him, like, huck up the child's bones and the other birds start eating it? It's like, maybe not.
And then when you kill the mom, are you going to take care of the birds? Nah, let's just cook it. Let's just cook it and eat him.
Exactly.
Eat the babies.
It would have been hardcore, dude. And it would have shown, like... So that's, like, a big complaint I have is Clone Wars was supposed to be the kids' show, and it's crazy hardcore. And this is supposed to be more like the teen/adult show, and it is not hardcore at all. It is very much Disney Channel original movie vibes.
Yeah, everyone's happy, and you're forgiven very easily for things.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of silly. I will say I did enjoy the pirate episode, that one where the pirate shit showed up.
The one after that, when they're taking back the planet, that was one of my favorite ones of the whole season so far, because it had action, world building, and a very momentous occasion when the halfling who got lost, the dad, comes up and he's like, "Who's gonna fight with us?" And he goes like, "We are Mandalorians." I got goosebumps. It's like, yeah, we are.
Yeah, that was cool. I like too that I don't know, that was one where it felt more like an adult show because like they show up and they're like, "Oh, let's just start bombing the city." Like, okay, let's commit a war crime. So, I mean, they are pirates.
No big deal anymore. Who cares?
Yeah, so, I mean, I enjoyed that. And the space battles were well done. It looked really good. It was fun. And that finally brings us to date. Johnny, did you have more to say about the pirate?
Well, I was just going to say the one cool thing was, because we kind of forget that the fleet, right? They're rebels. They don't trust anybody, right? So when we have nice coherency, when like, oh cool, everything's settled out, but there's still one lone little starfighter who's like, no, I don't I think the Empire's still there, something's going on. Why wouldn't he not trust it, right? So I like that it was real. And
and the girl just so conveniently showed up to argue with him, like, you know what I mean? I really enjoyed his little side story. It was really good world building.
See that 3 minutes long and it was perfect. Little cameo of her, so we know not to trust her, right? Something's going on. Enough, just to plant the seeds.
And he transitions from the second season where he never has played a huge role, but I really like the character. He's recurring. It's he plays Iroh in the new Avatar: The Last Airbender show. He's the paw in Kim's Convenience, the X-Wing rebel fighter. Yeah, I really like that actor.
That's cool because the newest episode, the one that we just watched, has a lot of cameos.
But it kind of felt like people just showed up on set and were like, I don't even need to know my lines. I'm just going to have some fun.
I really liked the Jack Black right off the start. That's all you needed. Then you had, is it Izzo? Is that the name of the queen?
Lizzo, yeah.
That is? And I was like, and she was just, you can tell she's the least actress out of all of them, but it worked because you genuinely liked her and Groku's interactions.
Yeah. I will say this, like, it shows a very, like, through the doors, he's very far in the distance, and I go, that's Jack Black. Like, he is so recognizable. He was this
with
big.
That beard.
He was 1 inch big, and I was like, that's Jack Black. I can tell. Like, I could hear his voice. I could see it, his little thumbnail of him. So I will say, yeah, let's just GB in it. So the good would be the cast they did, like,
I like the cameos. Yeah, cameos are great.
It was fun. It was a fun episode. Jack Black was really good. Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, you cannot not love the Doc, man. He was just so, and the lack of like emotion that he had to. He's like, eh.
Yeah, He just was a principled guy who. All right, so all this is obviously spoiler territory, so just be aware. But anyway, the fact that he kind of had that twist at the end, it was like, oh, it's kind of cool. He's a separatist. It's a fun little nod to like there would still be schisms from having two civil wars. You know what I mean? A civil war followed by, I guess the rebellion wasn't really a civil war, but it was like still a guerrilla conflict. You know what I'm talking about? So, kind of like a revolution. A civil war followed by a revolutionary war.
Yeah, and it was the outer realm, right? Like, they're kind of unpoliced, right? They can have their beliefs.
Oh, totally. And that's where the separatist movement had hit the strongest, was in the outer realms. Did you like how it started off with the story of Troy, but with the genders swapped? So when the Mandalorians recover that prince, it's totally the story of Troy, where the prince and the princess fall in love and she steals him away, and it's going to start a war. Again, it was toned down. Like, I was like, okay, if you're going to take from the story of Troy, you should probably actually start a war.
Well, it was like the most nothing thing to us gross aliens falling in love. That's all I got from that.
Yeah, that's all I got from it too. I was like, oh, this is setting something up. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
nope.
But no.
Oh, you're coming home with us. How dare you, young man, stay out past curfew.
I'll get you back one day. All right, guess you will. Calamaris. Oh, well.
Mandalorians are very good babysitters.
Naughty.
You're grounded. Go to your room.
Yeah. That was the most, again, nothing going on. Like, it was just...
It was like a Disney
cool
Channel original
Empire,
movie, right? It was taken straight out of My Date with the President's Daughter.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot about that.
I like to think that there were a bunch of like Disney and Clone War and Lucasfilm writers, and slowly Disney has replaced all of the other ones with just Disney writers, like slowly pushing those others out. And it's like, I've worked on over 100 Disney original movies. I'm really good at storytelling.
That was just a weird 8 minutes too. But it didn't deter from the rest. Like, it's a good episode when that erases what even happened. Because I totally even just went over my head. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, that happened.
I know. As I was rekindling it, I was like, oh, he's not remembering the intro.
I was like, what? That's right. They did pull him over, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, and the whole thing too with the space captain. Can we take them? No. All right, let's surrender.
So dumb. Like,
yeah, that's. We'll go this on part of bad, but that's kind of a general bad so far, that they have 2 episodes to fix of, like, nothing really happens. Like, I think it was the second episode when Mando's about to get killed by the pirate ship, and he just evades them.
Yeah, stuff's just kind of happening.
There's million guns on him, and he's like, all right, I guess I'll turn on my jets now, not 10 minutes ago.
I don't know if you've ever watched Pitch Meeting, but sometimes...
Oh, yeah, the YouTube stuff?
Yeah, he'll say, like, so is that going to be hard? Barely an inconvenience. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. That's basically how it is. Will it be hard for Mando to escape the pirates? Oh, super easy. Barely an inconvenience. He'll just push a button and jet stream past him.
Be gone. Yeah. Are the Mandalorians going to have to fight to get the prince back? Barely an inconvenience.
They'll just wave their guns a little bit.
They didn't even do that. They're just like, hey, we need them. We got a dead. All right, I'll take them.
Yeah. I don't know what they were trying to show with that. Like high charisma, the state of affairs. I have no idea. But whatever it was, I didn't get anything out of it. I was just like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, that was a definite bad. And there was another bad that you and me were ranting about before.
Should we finish out any more goods that we might have?
I mean, you're calling the fish stale good, but...
So I would say...
No, because it's all nerdy, man. I got like 5 for nerdy for that episode.
Okay. My good would have been... I liked that it was kind of a fetch quest. Like, it felt like it was copy and pasted straight out of Skyrim. The two of them being buddy cop detectives solving a mystery. I was like, that's literally just Skyrim. Like, the dialogue was Skyrim. You have to go to
one spot to go to the and then you go all the way back.
With the twisting, turning, you almost got me there, Dragonborn. Like, it was literally straight out of Skyrim. I loved that. So that's my good. Anyway, we can move on to bad, because I have a few bads, but let's hear yours.
The whole first scene then was bad.
So bad.
That was so bad. But no, it's again the resolution.
we want to do Troy. We want to do the story of Troy, but like with no actual conflict. And
does it matter? Nah, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
So bad.
And then imagine the pitch meeting too about this black saber you've been talking about for 10 years for me. 10 years. This thing's been going around, right? When in the Clone Wars? 09?
Yeah.
2012, right? Something like that.
Dude, Bo-Katan's dad gave up his life because he lost in combat to Maul with the Darksaber. I don't know if you ever watched that, but Darth Maul.
No, but I like that you brought up Darth Maul because I'll tell people about it, and then I never know how to explain Darth Maul in the timeline.
Yeah. Wait, how? I thought he was dead.
Yeah, that's exactly how the convo went with me and my coworker, and I go, where's my nerd card? I got to give up another one.
How long do you have for me to explain this? It turns into Charlie on... Anyway, on It's Always Sunny, when he's explaining
Carol from HR.
Yeah, exactly. Carol. Thank you. Anyway, but what I was going to say about the bad, the resolution on that, yeah. So we've had the Darksaber for episodes and episodes and episodes, and you mentioned it goes back into the Clone Wars, all the lore and mythology around the Darksaber. It's way cool, and you have to win it in combat. And so, like, Bo-Katan's father, something Kreese, man. Anyway, he and Maul fight, and Maul decapitates him. And this is in the Clone Wars, in front of Bo-Katan. And later she does take the Darksaber, but it's just handed to her, and then they lose in the Clone Wars. Anyway, so Bo-Katan has it ingrained in her memory that she needs to win this through combat. And it's set up in at the end of Mandalorian Season 2, like, you need to win this in combat. That's why she won't take it from Din Djarin, from Mando. So... like you said, this is a story thread that is going across multiple seasons of multiple shows, and
even in the third episode when he loses it because he gets attacked, she uses it and gives it back to him. Mm-hmm. She could have easily just kept it.
Yeah, or just chopped him in half real quick.
Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, if it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But how do they resolve this in the best way possible?
Through dialogue.
Through dialogue. As all great battles, all warriors, because they're known for being warriors, right? With Mandalorians are known for armor and guns. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in terms of bad, like, how much cooler would it have been if she'd have slit that dude's throat?
That, or, like, actually fought. I honestly, I knew you don't have to be, a psychic to realize that she's going to get it back, right? Like, you knew she was going to get it. It's not something he cares about. I thought he was going to fight her for it. Maybe go a little easy, but I thought they would have battled because that would have made more for her.
Yeah, and I like he was, like, stepping forward with it. And he's like, it's funny you should bring that up. I really thought he was going to start attacking her with it.
Yeah, so did I. I was still right there.
Yeah, and then, like
they are closer, and I get it. There might be something there, but... He should respect her enough to fight for it.
I agree. Wouldn't it have... Okay, imagine this, just as a rewrite. If Jay was there on the writing team, I would have said, okay, guys, we can't end it with him just saying, would it not? In front of Mandalorians who are not known to be, like, philosophical people, they're all just blood and fists. This is a people who win trial by combat. You're going to reason it out, like suddenly we're in Rome, at the height of Socrates. Like, no, that's not what's going to happen. Imagine if Mando and her had started fighting in that moment. Like, if she'd been like, okay, and then she just started, like, turned it on Mando. And then what if she had, like, killed him? Like, it looked like she'd killed him, Maybe she'd pulled it. I mean, because it's pretty common in Star Wars for someone to get stabbed in the gut. She could have stabbed him in the gut. And then, like, a couple episodes later, she could have, reawoken him in a Bacta tank and been like, you're going to have to go into exile, basically. You know what I mean? You can't show your face anymore.
You would have done that with Mando, though. He's kind of the show.
How I'm just saying, in terms of story thread, how interesting would it have been? Like,
yeah, but then it would have been called the Bo-Katan. Dun dun. I don't know.
But you could have done that at the end of the season, and is there going to be more Mandalorian? Is he dead?
That's true. They could have... I don't know what the next 2 episodes are going to take, but this could have been a season finale episode. Easily. That last scene, not them, not their little main quest in Skyrim to find the...
So if I was the writer, I would have made 2 changes. One would be the one I just mentioned. The other one I would have mentioned is I would have had Christopher Lloyd push the button, and I would have had it turn into a war zone with the machines. and I would have had Mando just go, like, the next episode would have been them going ham, having to clean up the city, and basically all the Mandalorians have to come in and step in and basically save the city from the robots. That's how I would have done it.
I think they're just pressed for 2 episodes, so they probably don't want to waste another episode with that. They got time. Make it long.
It's like they're hurrying up to go nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even if they go, they're not going to reclaim, the Mandalorian planet in 2 episodes.
No.
Like they can clear it out by then, right?
No. I honestly, I'm pretty disappointed with this season. Really, particularly this episode. The fact that they tied out that story thread in such a dissatisfying manner, to me, is just bananas. I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, they went more, I don't want to say cartoony this season, but like the season before, they had heart stories of, when Mando had to remove his mask, and they had to, like, they had more emotion. And this one, they're just like, chase him around a village. Didn't she beat me? She did. She beat the person who beat me. That's right. Secondhand beating. That's.
I guess that works. We're good, guys. Give it to her.
The one who and that's the funny part. So the guy, I forgot the new captain. Goes like, you're not the captain. You didn't win this in combat. She beats him, and then he still goes, she doesn't deserve it. She didn't win in combat. And then he goes like, well, she beat this person. All right, you won. He wasn't even annoyed.
Actually, she did beat me.
Actually,
Professor. Oh,
every nerd at Comic-Con turned around. Well, technically.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we're cool then. He beat someone that you got beat up by someone and she beat him up. We're cool.
Yeah. Well, technically too. Iron Man should have not died in the third. Like, come on, man.
I hate it so much.
That one made me. That's I think at the same time our brains clicked because I was like, Jay's gonna hate this part.
It would have been so much cooler if they would have fought, and maybe how much cooler would it have been if Mando lost an arm? Like they fought and she takes the Darksaber from him and cuts off his arm. Maybe Mando doesn't die, but now he's got a bionic arm. Totally Star Wars fashion. And
they could have it could have hurt her emotionally because they're closer to have to fight him.
Right. And he's sitting there with one arm. Or maybe she pulls a Count Dooku and takes both arms. And then, she has a Thanos moment where he falls to his knees and she, grabs him by the head and says, you have my respect, but I'm sorry.
I thought she was going to say, I have the high ground now, Mando.
It's over, Mando.
That's Star Wars fashion, too.
Yeah.
That's another best scene ever. All right, can we move on to the nerdy? Because I'm getting annoyed about this bad.
Hold on. You have to acknowledge. How cool would I just want you to acknowledge. Wouldn't it be cool if Mando had one arm that was bionic?
Well, Luke had one. They look normal. It's not like anything's different.
What if it was a Beskar arm, if they went straight Winter Soldier?
Ooh. Does he have any more left over?
I'm sure Bo-Katan has plenty,
Okay.
She just whispered in his ear, I'm sorry about your arm, but I'm going to get you some. I'm going to pay you off for it.
It would have been cool to see a battle. I will say that.
It was the dumbest resolution I've ever seen in my life. Multi-seasons, Johnny. There's 4 seasons of that conflict.
I was say and your lore of Clone Wars is way better than mine, and that's got to send the fans. That's probably why I got the lowest rating.
Lowest rating of all the episodes of any Mandalorian.
It just because it sandwiched it backwards, right? It started crappy. I liked the middle part, and then it ended crappy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is bad. I hope you like that note I hit.
Yeah, bad.
Oh, you're a good singer, aren't you?
I tried to pitch match you, it didn't work. But
nerdy?
There was some nerdy though in this episode, and for my eyes. I really did like the dome they were in. I thought that was really cool to show. It had a cool cyberpunk. I just watched Tron recently again, the Tron Legacy, little Tron feel to it. I'm still hit and miss. I don't know how I feel about the all robot bar though.
Oh, I thought that was
it's
so
drinking
funny.
Oil.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny.
I didn't know where to put that in a category because I went through all 3 emotions of good, bad, and nerdy at the same time with that one.
So are robots flirting with each other? Are they buying each other drinks?
And then I'm like, why do they have their own bar? And then it turned into a Futurama episode in my head where robots just
Bender.
have their own thing. They all have to get drunk. So
it turns into Bender.
Alcohol. Yeah, they're all Bender and they have to drink alcohol. So, and then the bartender's all defensive, and you go, wait, how? How aware are you? What's going on? And then he's like, no, we don't. We like serving the masters. Again, easy resolution.
Yeah, I know. You better tell me right now. I'm going to tear you apart. Actually, I want to tell you. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Nobody leave. All right, I'm going to kill everyone. Well, actually, we want to help you. Oh, you do? Yeah. It's just want to make sure you guys are safe. And
oh, okay.
yeah, and then he's like, and I think 2 minutes before, yeah, I give a lot of those drink outs to people. And then later, oh, here's the specific drink I gave to all the robots.
So bad.
But all in all, though, I think that the second one or the third one was just so bad that I really like the other ones.
Also, they were like looking through the CSI like lab. Oh, it looks like he left a calling card. Oh, it takes us right to him. Like you didn't even encrypt it.
Well, and
like, you
and
couldn't
then
lead it to like a workshop that like you find out later that he owns. Like really, it leads straight to him. Like
well, and then
property
the
of
lady,
Peter Parker.
the forensic lady didn't even know what was going on. She's like, it's nothing. Wait, turn it around, enhance it. There it is. Oh, you're right. There it is. Thanks for doing my job for me.
That's writing. What?
How do you see that? Mandalorian eyes.
It was dumb.
Yeah, if it wasn't for I liked how the city was moving. I liked
the scenery was awesome and the cast was awesome. It was the writing that fell short.
Yeah, like I said, it's like it happens a lot with sometimes when a TV show gets canceled halfway through, or like Game of Thrones when they lose 2 episodes, so you try to run it to finish it. But I'm like, you guys aren't going anywhere. You don't need to knock out. You don't need to resolve everything in this episode.
I know. Like, guys, you have a huge following. The worst thing you can do is rush it. Literally the worst thing. Like,
and you know what? If Pedro's busy doing other stuff, it's a mask. He can just give you your voice. He'll just send in the voice from somewhere, right?
He could literally do it from his closet.
Yeah. Just record the voices, and you don't even need all the episodes with him. They've done that before where it's not even him. Like, the 2 minutes of him, the other 40 minutes is another storyline.
It's incredible. The turn that has been taken since the Book of Boba Fett drop for these Disney Star Wars. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what writer was added to the team, or did a studio exec have some blackmail over him, what's going on to where suddenly it just is so much worse. I don't get it.
Yeah, I wasn't huge on Andor. I mean, to be truthful, I'm also on a bitter bus of everything, so everything's bad for me. But this one's on the head, though. People agree with us on this one.
Yeah, everything is awful.
Yeah, it's not good at all. But I still like the show. It's one of the rare times I'm actually on top of the shows. I'm not just binging it.
I know we're recording this and it dropped today, which never happens for us.
We're trying something new nights where we're on top of it. But all in all, I don't put that as the worst episode ever, so I don't agree to that. I'm overall, I'm gonna say net gain. I'm excited. But I'm still invested to see where their next 2 are gonna go. Where are they gonna, now that they have a fleet, they're gonna go back and be like, all right, there's 33 of us. Let's take back a planet. What are you gonna do with 33 Mandalorians? There's not much you can go from there, right?
It's true. You know what else they did that was super quick? Liza pointed this out. My wife pointed this out to me. Baby Yoda, when he's with Luke, it's supposed to be this big 2-season arc, of he's finally found a Jedi, we've got him home. And one episode, he's like, you know what? I don't really like it here. Send me back. That's the resolution? Are you kidding me?
Did he even say that? Didn't he just go and pick him up? And he's like, all right, you're good.
No, Luke was like, hey, you've got 2 options here. You can choose the Beskar or Yoda's lightsaber. And then Baby Yoda just shows up with that lady. Mando, look who I found. Luke's not even there. I don't know. Talk about just stupid. Really? That's the resolution? Makes me want to, I'm turning into that guy on My Hero Academia. With the hands.
Oh, the big bad guy that's always itching.
Yeah, that's what I turn into, man. Anyway, Johnny, what do you want to see in these final episodes, though?
Well, I'm glad they're. I hope that it's 85% Mandalorian. They don't dedicate one, either 7 or 8, to the Imperial Guard lady who's reformed. I hope that's not a full episode of just her. Like, because I'm assuming she's the one who stole. I always forget his name. Oh, who had the black saber? What?
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. Thank you. I hope it's. I mean, if it's half an episode where she's showing that they're how he stole, that's kind of cool, but not the whole thing.
Not the whole thing.
No, but if it's like 8 minutes, and then if it's at the end, like they're going to like Mandalore, and then it's a showdown, that would be dope.
That'd be way sick.
I'm down for a showdown.
I'd be down for that too.
Right?
Again, I would have been okay if
everybody.
I would have been okay if all the Mandalorians like had to fight against the robots and it turned into a full war zone in that city.
Would that have been like the second one though? Because they'd had to do it with all the pirates. That's just what Mando is now. They just clear out cities and move on.
I guess that's true. I'm just saying, I'm okay with a showdown. I'm okay with a big battle.
That'd be cool. Like 7, they kind of reorganize. They make a game plan, and then like they hint the end of 7 of how they stole Gideon, and then like cut to 8, and they're waiting on the planet for him.
I like that. I'm going to say the same as you. It needs to have something big to end it off well, because otherwise I'm going to be upset, and we're not going to do this on the next season.
No, and it's not like they can have other cameos. I mean, is Kylo Ren even born yet? Like, what is he going to show up with a little tiny helmet walking around? I don't know. Like, there's not much you can continue story-wise. You got to make it your own.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true, Johnny. Okay, Knights, what have you... Johnny, how do you want to do this outro?
I like it. Knights, what have you thought of the season so far? You with us? You against us? Have you loved every episode? Have you hated it? I mean, I talked to a true blue Star Wars fan. He hasn't been into Mando for 2 seasons, but he loved Andor. So everyone's different.
Everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah, and tell us, because we've been kind of replying. We've been better at it. We got like 4 replies. For us, it's big.
We want to hear your opinion. So let us know in the comments below, Knights, and we will see you on the flippity flop.
Flippity flip.